So we pick up this episode after the nest has already managed to cleanse their well of sacrifice and have decided to move on to other things. We get some small details to handle about the well, but they move on to attend Elysium, have a bunch of interesting encounters with others there, and get sent on yet another task by the hierarchy because they're just so damn useful in finding shit. We'll see that ends up landing them. Everything goes according to plan. The well feels fine. When you look over the writing, it's literally the original inscription around the outside of the well. It's back to normal. And you guys can head to your day sleep once you're ready. Everything seems perfectly fine. A couple trips out to the suburbs, actually one long trip, finishes off your evening. You guys head to sleep.
I'll spend like 10 minutes and re-Word vs. Ghouls the shit that was Word vs. Ghoul.
So it's a difficulty 3. It's your intelligence plus your blood sorcery.
A 1? 1?
I guess you're not as badass at this as you thought.
I guess not. Fuck. I'm not spending the willpower. We'll just do it again tomorrow after I wake up.
So
it's got to get done. Like, I don't want ghouls going downstairs. I don't want ghouls coming in. Ghouls can't. I'll double check. Is the magic resonance still on the
lock?
The chest?
Nope.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I definitely got to do that.
Yeah, everything popped whenever you guys made that massive sacrifice.
Yeah, that'll be my first thing on Saturday when we wake up. Is I'll start doing that to basically the entrance and exits, the room downstairs, and the lock to.
That's 4 wards. All right, cool. 4 rouse checks.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do first?
Why don't we do probably the door downstairs?
Okay, so roll your rouse check. You will gain a second point of hunger as you are inscribing this board with your blood. Go ahead and roll your intelligence plus blood sorcery.
Fuck this thing's face.
You're having a rough night, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a willpower. Fuck that, dude. This door, at the very least, this fucking door has to get done. I can only reroll 2 of them.
Yep. Okay, so you guys see Sullivan manages to reinscribe the ward versus ghouls leading to the door downstairs. So that gets set up. What do you want to do next?
Probably the front door.
Rouse check as you go and start inscribing blood.
Nice.
You're good. Still at only 2 hunger. Go ahead and roll your intelligence plus blood sorcery.
You
cunt. Fuck.
Doing another willpower?
Oh well. No.
Okay.
It's not fucking worth it.
You gonna try the lock next?
Yeah, the lock will be next.
All right. Rouse check.
This is the last one for tonight, regardless of. Fuck.
Up to 3 hunger. Go ahead and roll your
3 hunger. Good times. I hate you, Ward vs. Ghoul.
God damn, dude.
That's so rough.
Fucked up.
You've seen Sullivan's go around like inscribing shit with his blood and like nothing. He's like, fuck.
Sullivan is definitely frustrated and a little parched.
Yeah, as you come back to this 3 hunger state of being, you're like, I'm pissed off and relatively hungry. And all the bodies are gone.
Not getting downstairs anyways.
Yeah.
Well, he's not frenzying, so I'll consider that a success.
It's a win. It's a win. I put it in the win column.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys want to do for the evening?
Are we going to Elysium? Is that what I heard?
Going to Elysium, I need to feed first.
Then we feed, and then we go to Elysium. Right? We're the next night now, Ray, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Yeah. Okay, Saturday. Yeah. I'll call James.
Yeah, boss.
What are you doing tonight?
Working the door.
Okay, sounds good. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hang up. I don't need this fucking guy screwing up things and not being the door guy at the place where we like to feed. So yeah, don't need him. We'll drive ourselves because we're Torador and we're creative and we're cool guys.
And I have drive now.
This is an important improvement, actually.
It is.
So where do you want to go to grab some food?
Why not there?
Exit? Okay. So you guys will drive up to Exit Saturday night. It's still early evening, so you get the regulars that have kind of come in early to get a drink before the rest of the crowd and tourists for the weekend start piling into the bar itself. And when you guys walk in, you'll see James just kind of gives you a nod. He's wearing his leather jacket again, ripped blue jeans. He's wearing like a NoFX t-shirt, and he's got his spiked hair up. You all walk in. He gives a especially like longer nod to Lamont, since Lamont's the one who fed him his blood.
Yeah.
So
I'll get like a little like fist pound, like Batink, and then
Logo.
Yeah,
we're going.
he'll subtly
really
get you back.
I'm not really going to treat him any different than like, yeah, we're regulars and that's cool. So, like,
All right. You guys start filtering back upstairs, your usual spot. Sullivan, go ahead and roll me your predator dice.
3.
Awesome. Within an hour of carousing and just going through some of the regulars, you find somebody who's suitable. Pull him off to the side. It looks like it's somebody who's setting up to do some side work up here at the second bar. You occasionally have the themed nights, and sometimes more promoters come in. He's one of those guys that came in to kind of set some stuff for another gig that was going on later on in the night. You grab him off to the side. He's been watching you since you walked in. You pull him down into that stairwell from like the first time you guys were here and fed. Get the fangs on him. What are you pulling? Are you going to try to drain him? Or are you going to take the 2 that'll leave him just before hospitalization?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm also going to use Lingering Kiss for potential future use. I want them to want more. They need to want more,
you're a problem, dude. I'm kidding.
At least it's not a hooker.
So you set him up. This guy is just promoting for some local like DJ spot, and he's here doing a job. When you let him go, he's like, fuck, I think I had more to drink than I thought. I'm gonna go sit down. And he kind of makes his way to one of the booths upstairs and literally passes out once he's there.
I'll just kind of stick my head up towards them and just give a nod like, all right, let's go. I'm good.
Okay.
All right. You guys leave the bar. Are you going straight to the Succubus Club? Or are you finagling about? What do you want to do? How do you want to handle it?
I don't have anything else on the agenda. If nobody else does, we'll just
I
head
don't either,
straight
yeah.
there.
We'll just go straight to Elysium.
You guys will drive. It takes probably about, I'd say, from exit to get up there about a half an hour. So you're looking at maybe like 9:30 by the time you roll up. Again, giving the Archdiocese wide berth, finding a good parking space for the SUV. You guys walk down the alleyway. At this point in time, it's probably like, it was mid-March before, so it's the 19th, I want to say. 19th or 20th of March. So it's getting a little warmer. There's still a little bit of like the occasional like cold snap that requires you guys to really want to like do Blush of Health so you get that mist on your breath. But tonight's an exceptionally warm night, so you don't really worry about it too much until you get into the club proper. But you start walking up, there's like maybe 2 people in line as you start making your way down that alleyway towards the doorman. Towards the doorman, I should say. I can talk. As you guys walk on up, those 2 people get let in. It's the usual door guys. They just kind of give you a nod, open the doors. Head on in, gentlemen.
I'll
go
go
in.
in.
All right. Before you guys go in, are you going to try to assume the Blush of Health?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose
We're on
so.
Elysium.
All right, let's go
Probably a
with
good idea.
Sullivan first. Oh, Lamont went first. Lamont's good.
Sorry.
We'll go Preston. We're doing it a different way. So, right, we'll go for Sullivan.
I just jumped. Like,
Let's just
I was like,
ignore Ray and just do whatever we
yeah,
want.
just do whatever you want to. Like,
Oh,
my
I
presence is inconsequential.
Yeah,
All right.
fucking typical.
So Sullivan and Preston get a little bit more hungry as you force that blood through your system. Lamont is feeling perfectly fine, more at ease as you guys walk into the club proper. By the time you hit the dance floor, that small little entrance room, a little hallway, you pass the coat check. By the time you guys hit the floor itself, you're flush, you're blinking more naturally, you're managing to pull on this facade of living pretty well. You make your way across the dance floor and notice that there's probably about 10 people down here so far tonight. And you see the usual bouncer at the foot of the stairs. He just gives you a nod as you guys walk up, and you ascend the stairs to the balcony level, the second story, where you usually see a lot of the kindred. Here tonight, you do manage to see Alan Sovereign is sitting back by one table at the far end of the second floor. He is sitting in attendance with what looks to be Khalid. Khalid seems to be having some sort of passionate exchange with him. Khalid seems more agitated than Sovereign does. Sovereign's a little more cool-faced about it, but Khalid, his body language is very animated. You do manage to see Larson just at the edge of your peripheral. He's off talking with Ballard to one side. Damien is not here, which is weird because he was supposed to be here for Baby Chorus, but you also notice that the rest of the band isn't here either. Kathy's not here, Nero's not here. They're just not in attendance. But you do see Annabelle off to one side. Royston's kind of in her orbit. He's chatting at her, but she's just watching people as they arrive and leave. You see Yesenia, the Spanish woman you met with Damien. She is sitting across the balcony area from where Larson and Ballard are talking, and she's watching him like a hawk.
Is it still early? Could it be that people aren't here because it's still pretty early?
It's like 9 o'clock, so it's still pretty early here.
Okay. So it's probably not going to matter, but just to let you know, I'm dressed nicer than usual tonight. So instead of wearing something more like trendy, nicer, or that I would wear, I'll be actually wearing a white dress shirt underneath a black sport coat. More of a fitted type of fit, and black pants and dress shoes. So more like I guess a suit, but like minus the tie, just like the buttons unbuttoned and that, so that I'm a little more fashionable than I normally would in the more traditional sense versus what I otherwise might wear.
The skinny jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
Is anybody else going out of usual method of dress?
Nope.
No.
Okay. This is who you guys see up here. What do y'all want to do?
Yeah, well, let's kind of walk around and see who gives a shit to talk to us. What location are we at again? I'm sorry.
Succubus Club.
Succubus Club?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's that soft thrumming of music kind of reverberating upstairs, but it's a little quieter up here as you guys want to have conversations above the din of loud music. You have Royston, who has been a constant annoyance, kind of sitting by himself. You don't see Sun. He's actually not here. You do manage to, as you guys kind of mill about, see Sierra in one of the back darkened corners. She's actually talking with Abraham Dusable of Clan Tremere. They're discussing things across this dark table. Royston,
Right.
as you walk by, gives you an immediate nod and a nod and a wave.
Well,
I'll
he's
acknowledge.
a Toreador, and I'm a Toreador, and so I should not let a Toreador fly solo. So I will be approaching him first to make sure that he has some company, because it looks bad if he's sitting all by himself at Elysium.
He is sitting at this high top table, probably about 6 feet away from where Annabelle's sitting in a small, private table. When you walk up, he's like, "Hey, how's things?"
Pretty well, actually. How are you?
Gossiping. A lot of stuff going on right now.
Oh, I'm interested. Count
Well,
me in.
our
What do you got?
The show for tonight got canceled.
Ooh,
Yeah, Damien is recovering, so to speak.
recovering from what?
Bad Sabat fight. He got pretty messed up. Sierra saved his ass.
She, meanwhile, looks pretty unscathed.
She does, and he'll actually look over at her. It's remarkable, really. But apparently her and Newberry pulled Damien out of a burning building once things went out of hand.
A burning building. Jesus.
Yeah, shit went crazy. Damien apparently, from what I hear, this is not, gospel truth, but what I hear, Newberry torched the place, and Damien was still inside. So,
Yikes.
yeah. And then we got Khalid, and he'll kind of subtly gesture towards where the Seneschal is speaking with the Nos Primogen. Khalid's bitching to Sovereign. Apparently, the Tremere and the Nosferatu are having a little bit of dispute currently.
Any idea what about?
Yeah, there's something going on underground near the Palmer house that the Tremere blamed some of the Nosferatu that were some of the Bahari, and it's become this territory thing. Khalid's saying that the Tremere are shutting down all their businesses in the area or hitting them with inspections, and there's now suddenly tunnel construction or inspections underground, which is kind of pushing the Nos back a little bit. It's back and forth, Annabelle finds it all rightly amusing.
Oh, of course. This Bahari thing just keeps coming up and keeps coming up. I mean, with Prince Jackson not really being around so much, what's being done? It seems like it's getting worse.
Well, I don't really know. Really, that'd be like an Annabelle and Sovereign or Damien situation to discuss. But Damien's indisposed right now, and Annabelle, she has other more important things to worry about currently. So it's really on Sovereign's plate.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with any of.
That's fair. It's just one of those ear to the ground situations. I tend to hear a lot since Annabelle and I are such close compatriots.
Where's everyone else? I mean, it is still early, but
Yeah, it's early. I don't know how many we're going to get in attendance this evening. I know Marcel's on his way. I think that Mel Davis and Genghis are supposed to show up, which is getting a little tense at this point in time. They just had a big fucking argument with Prince Jackson. I don't know how much longer they're going to be allowed in the city. It's getting kind of rough.
Speaking of Prince Jackson, any word on why he's been sort of out of the spotlight?
No idea. But the prince can do what he wants. Not merely my job to speculate on his pastime or his endeavors.
Of course.
However, I will say this. Potentially, he and Ballard are having some massive disagreements over Ballard's new friends. And that's causing a little bit of strain in the relationship, and Jackson's reconsolidating, so to speak. So there might be a little bit of a rift within Loden's brood. Would be interesting to see. That's all speculation, of course.
I didn't know Ballard had friends.
Ballard has business associates.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
know he... So he's got some new people he's, I don't know, doing trading with or something? Stocks? I don't know.
Yeah, well, this new ministry guy, Larson, weird last name, Causal, maybe it's just I don't remember. Whatever, it's ministry. And he'll just kind of gesture over to the corner where Ballard is talking with Larson. Those two have been in cahoots recently, and apparently Larson has some more unsavory investments that the rest of this clan isn't quite appreciating. I don't know what that really means, but I mean, I would think if it's money, eventually, what do they care about where it comes from? So I don't really know what's going on.
Well, I've heard that Larson gentleman is trouble.
From who?
Well, I heard that he was trying to enter into some sort of a agreement or deal with Newberry, and it didn't go well. And Newberry's a little bit upset.
That would be interesting. And unpredictable for Larson, so I assume that he would probably be trying to tighten ties with people outside of Clan Malkavian, which, I don't know, maybe he's trying to pull one over on Ballard too. No idea. I know that we're not involved with them. Annabelle and her infinite wisdom doesn't like the ministry.
Oh, well.
Not into anything that close to the church of any kind, quite frankly.
Probably wise.
I understand.
I'm sure you've heard, of course, Balthazar is missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little bit troubling.
Well, it's not really. Either he decided to hightail it out of here for a while, or somebody put him in the ground for a bit. It's not unusual. It's Balthazar. He didn't have a lot of friends here. Nobody's going to break their back searching for the man. You know, it's an anarch anyway, so fuck him. You know, it's no longer with our club, so to speak. So
That's true. I just always found that when dealing with a loose cannon, it's at least also helpful to know where it is so that you can stay out of its path.
I don't think they allow us to tag and release Bruja yet. But I feel like they're all kind of like that.
Yet.
it would be an interesting endeavor.
As long as they're not kicking down my door, I'm perfectly fine.
I have to agree with you on that one. I've never had to face the ire of the Bruja clan, and I'm glad I haven't.
No. Occasionally a Bruja will be like, hey, you draw good. Let me punch you. And I'll just say, that's not how we do it at the tattoo parlor, but sure, I'll draw you a picture.
Yeah. No, they're an interesting bunch, no doubt. I mean, Critias is a bit of a different story entirely, of course. But I don't know. I think it's just been a rough time. I mean, we've got this violence with the Sabbat in the city. That's been going on, and I don't know when that's going to abate. That's been a bit rough. There's apparently more than anybody thought. I don't know the details. You'd have to talk to Sierra or Damien about that. Or apparently it's Senia, and he kind of gestures towards the caitiff. She's apparently able to sniff out just about anybody. She's like a bloodhound. I don't know what that's all about, but some caitiff, and he'll just kind of give Solomon a brief look. Can be interesting in terms of skills.
She's a little bit intense. We've met her. She's...
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
Nope.
Neither do I. So I don't even know what the hell she's saying to me half the time. She just... Clearly she knows English. She can understand it. Doesn't speak it. Never speaks it.
Can kind of gather what she's trying to convey, what with the hard stares that she gives you. She seems pretty well suited to be working with Damien, so I'm quite happy to leave her to that.
Yeah.
Language tells you everything you need to know.
I don't disagree with you there at all. But yeah, it's going to be probably a quiet night. I thought there would be a lot more going on. I was really looking forward to the concert. Then Damien got himself, incapacitated essentially. Well, not that bad, but you know what I mean. Like he's
Injured in the line of duty.
yeah, he's a little messed up. He's healing. He doesn't want to be out and about looking weak because that just apparently, according to people who talk about these things, lets him look weak. Therefore, a target. Therefore, easily to take down. Who knows?
And you don't want your sheriff of the city looking weak. That's for sure. So
You guys will see the male ghoul that you saw at Sierra's place. The one who took the phone calls and directed you to talk to her when your time limited, your limited time discussion. You'll see him ascend the stairs and walk over to the corner where she's talking to Sable. He's putting a phone into his jacket as he gets there. They seem to talk for a bit, and he leaves.
I'll look at Preston and Sullivan. So do you guys want to just hang out for a little while and then get out of here?
Yeah, I think it'll be good to hang around and maybe mingle a little bit.
Probably
Ray, what I'm going to do
Sarah.
is I will continue to speak politely and gossip and whatever with Royston. I'm not going to leave him alone because I feel that would be rude. But as soon as somebody else comes up and joins, I will take that opportunity to excuse myself to move on to somebody or something else.
Roughly around 10 o'clock, you'll see Kathy and Nero show up. So you've got other toilets that arrive. Brett Stryker shows up for a small bit of time, but Annabelle being here, they get that weird little stare down from across the room. So he's only around for a short period of time. Annabelle, around the time that Kathy and Nero show up, she retires to speak with Sovereign as Khalid kind of storms off to one of the side rooms.
I will make it a point that if I cross the path of what's her name? I don't know why I just
Sierra?
fucking
Sierra?
blanked. No. Our primogen. I'm sorry. Like
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
yeah, I don't know why. It's just like it was gone. I know who that character is. Nope, it's gone. I'll make sure. Like I'm not gonna approach her at all because that would be very assumptive. But like if she's looking in my direction, I'll pay her, I'll pay her respect. Let her know, like, I know who you are. I know why you're here. I know I don't get to just walk up and talk, but hi, how are you? Just trying to be like, yes, we're Torador. But that's basically where our connection stops.
Right. She will acknowledge all of you. Well, not all of you. She'll acknowledge Preston and Lamont in turn over time. It's probably about a good 20 or so minutes between each of you when she just deigns to look in your direction. But it does occur. She recognizes that you're there. She gives you a very brief nod of the head before she moves on to other things with other people.
Right.
Sierra will approach you two, leaving DuSable alone, probably around the 10:30 mark, as things start to get a little more lively, as more people start showing up.
All right.
She's wearing a very conservative, business suit, all in black per normal. It must be a La Sombra dress code. Who the fuck knows? But as she walks up, you'll see the shadows around her seem a little bit agitated. Gentlemen,
Long time no talk. How you doing?
Sierra, I heard you've been very busy.
indeed, it's been a rough go of everything. We've managed to rout a good deal of the Sabbat. There were actually several packs that showed up instead of just one. So the information you tipped us off to is very worthwhile. And we have word that Malenkov might be back in the city, which is problematic.
Very.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have any of you seen Alexa Santos? They've been missing for apparently the last night or so. I've just got word.
Not that I can recall.
No. Out of game, who the fuck is that?
Alexa Santos is a Malkavian, as far as everybody knows. They're not. They're pretty much the unofficial Scourge.
Yeah,
Kevin won't put the name to it, but he calls them the Magnus Canis, so the big dog. Alexa's kind of the head of the hounds, so to speak, like the lead hound, the big kneecap breaker, essentially.
Okay.
But unofficial Scourge, because Kevin feels that if he names a Scourge, it's going to go over bad with everybody else in the city. But Alexa performs the duties of a Scourge.
Okay. No,
I don't know that I've ever met that person.
me either.
Yeah,
Probably
I-
better off.
I think Alexa's been to an occasional Elysium, but I haven't.
In my case.
I'll have to take a look to it then.
I mean, would you like us to look into
Yeah,
that?
we're happy to help if we can.
If you want, it was around guaranteed rate, apparently. So the last I know, Alexa went to take a look at some suspected new arrivals. roundabouts, Pershing, and Racine, so a little bit west of the field, went silent. Hasn't been heard from all night.
Oh, so this is a very recent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could, we could take a cruise and check it out. I mean, we're not the most popular members of the high school popularity committee here, so
You are more well known than you give yourself credit for, but I will ask you this question. Do you know how your family is leaning towards this Bahari situation? I know that Annabelle was pushing for a bit against Jackson for the Bloodhound, but I haven't heard anything since.
I mean, as far as we're concerned, I think it's pretty well out in the open.
So you support her viewpoint?
Do we support our Primogen's viewpoint? Is that,
Yes,
is that your question?
As
We
individuals,
certainly do.
yes.
We certainly do.
Okay.
I'm obligated to support my Primogen. She's the elder of my clan, and her wisdom is much greater than our own. So of course we certainly support whatever decision she makes.
One more question, and this is a little more off the record. I've been looking for that asshole Balthazar you guys, turned me on to. I ran into him the one time he got away. Now he's gone to ground. Have you heard of him being around anywhere?
We were just informed of the same thing.
Yeah, we've been
We haven't
asking
seen
around
him
a
in a
little
while.
bit, and nobody seems to know.
Yeah, he and I have unfinished business, and I'd like to finish it, but apparently he's gone, which is a
Do you
problem.
think there's any coincidence with, as you said, Malenkov is rumored to be back in town? Do you think any coincidence with him showing up and Balthazar going missing? Maybe they have two have crossed paths.
I don't know, maybe. I know that Balthazar is not quite the type of person Malenkov would tolerate in his presence. He's too loudmouthed, too disrespectful. Malenkov would rip him apart.
Well, I mean, my observation is Ballard is a loudmouth because it's tolerated or permitted. I all I know is what I've heard here and around about in the city, which is, he used to be an anarch, and then he was not an anarch, and then he was again. So I don't think his allegiance is necessarily to any belief.
Right. And as you guys are talking, you'll see Sierra's eyes kind of like flip past you all to watch the staircase. You'll see Tracy and Sun Che, the two other Tremere, walk in, and they'll make their way towards Dusable's table, where Sierra just was a moment ago. At that point, she kind of like gives a small tilt of her head, like she's distracted, and almost a very, very small, like ghost of a chuckle slips from her lips as you guys see Mal Davis start walking towards that direction as well. Like she appears from his side and goes off to talk with Clan Tremere. Sierra just smiles after that and just nods to herself.
Interesting stuff going on with the Tremere lately, huh?
There's a lot of stuff going on right now, but yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know that much of it has to do with us. So I say, we spend 10 or 15 more minutes and make our presence known, and then we go check out the south side by the Paul Bark.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Do that.
Let me go check on these wonderful kindred over here. And she just kind of moves her head towards the Tremere clan and Mal Davis. You all have a good night. Be careful out there.
You too.
You too. Good seeing you.
Call my my ghoul if you find anything.
We definitely will.
Certainly.
And she'll slowly take her leave and make her way back towards where Clan Tremere's gathered. And as you guys kind of hang out for the last couple minutes before you head out, you will see that there's a bit of a shift in the dynamics upstairs as you guys make your way through. Ballard and Larson go across the way and start following where Khalid had gone to. So you've got Larson and Ballard and Khalid kind of going into the same room. You've got the Tremere and Maldavis and La Sombra on one side. And as they're talking and you guys start walking out, you'll see the rabbi walk up the stairs and make his way to that corner as well. As you guys are walking out, Yesenia looks at you and does one of these, points at her eyes and points at the three of you as you get to the stairs.
I'll just give her a smile and wave.
Sovereign is left in one corner by himself.
Okay.
And after a moment, you get to the top of the stairs, get ready to descend and kind of look back towards him, and he's talking with Critias, who seems to have just been there the whole time.
It seems to me like Yesenia really wants to talk to us, so we should oblige her. Because I don't understand
Right.
like what this means. Like she sees us, she must have something she wants to talk to us about.
Okay.
So
Well, let's go say hi.
that's where I will head.
I think that
I'll
means she's
walk over to her.
watching us, but sure.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
I know what it means, but
Okay.
but fuck her.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah, so I'll walk up.
You guys will walk to where she's kind of manned this booth by herself, and she just looks at the three of you as you stand there.
Hi, how are you?
Hola.
Been a couple of days.
Yeah,
See?
it's been a few. I'm curious. It seemed like you had something on your mind, something that you wanted to share with us, something that you wanted to talk to us about.
Siéntate. And she'll point to the seats.
You know, so I'm curious. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? So that you can keep yourself separate from us and not engage in like actual cordial conversation with us here on Elysium?
See.
Because you know we don't speak Spanish.
See.
And we know that you want to speak with us, but you want to speak with
No.
us as if, no, you see, you do, you do. At this point, I'm going to try to manipulate her into speaking English. I'm going to annoy the shit out of her to the point where she fucking tells us in English to get the fuck away from her.
And I'm going to sense her sin.
All right. Go ahead
I'm going to sense her
and.
sin is what I'm going to do.
Oh. All right. So first off, let's have Lamont roll his manipulation, and whichever skill you want to use, like persuasion or even etiquette would work, because you're specifically pointing on her nerves till she erupts.
I'm going to try to use the fast talk with the persuasion.
Okay.
And that gives us like an extra dice on that
What does?
the specialty.
Yes.
I'm going to act like I don't give a fuck. I'm not even looking at her, paying attention to the conversation. I'm looking off at other things.
You got 2 10s.
Wow.
Oh.
I got 3 tens.
Holy shit!
Shit.
So that's goddamn 3 10s. Let's see what she'll get on hers. So she got 3 successes. As you're like just picking at her, she's like, "Will you just stop?" And Sullivan, you need to roll. Oh my god! It's literally like you just start picking on the most improper things to say at the most inopportune moments, and she just finally loses her composure. It's like, you just need to just stop.
I'll kind of like lean in on the counter and give that like ring clack tap on the countertop and be like, not a problem, of course.
How many dice do we have?
You have 7.
Our NPCs have 11.
I would like to use 2.
What is wrong with you people?
I have 3.
So it's your charisma blood sorcery. You've got a total of 3.
I'm blowing a willpower to re-roll 3.
All right, go ahead.
I'm rolling like shit tonight, guys. I don't know what to say.
You are
Sorry.
blowing through a willpower.
But I will take 3 more successes.
6. All right, so it's her resolve and composure. She's going to spend 3 of the dice that we have.
She don't want her sin sensed.
Duly noted.
No, sir, she does not.
She's probably done some terrible shit. Fuck you,
Oh,
you bitch.
shit.
Tie goes to the player.
Only 110. Damn it. I'm going to blow a willpower and reroll 3.
Fair.
1 up.
I
Bing.
see you,
Plus
lady.
1.
This ain't our last conversation, lady. It's gonna happen again.
You you try to use your power on her, and as you start to feel yourself integrate into her consciousness, you start to smell blood. You get pushed out. You are shoved out of her consciousness,
It's tough for you, dude.
and your blood almost recoils a little bit.
And I'll say, hey, maybe we should get together sometime for a nip.
Oh, I'm watching you. Don't worry about that. They'll be around for a nip, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, watch away. I'll start walking towards the door.
As you get up and start heading towards the top of the stairs, she's like, "Don't you want to know what your buddy Larson's been up to?"
I mean, I don't care enough to react. No, I'm just telling Ray.
Okay.
I don't react. I don't know if anybody else does.
I'll just say, out of the conversations had, there's only been a few, but you're well aware he's not a buddy.
Oh, he's been looking for you.
Sure he has. He's a problem. You brought it to us. We know. We've been avoiding him.
I mean, if you'd like to share information with us, it would be perfectly acceptable in the course of casual conversation to, share that information with us.
What do I get in return?
Well, look, there's a lot of things that could or couldn't be given to you in return, but, I think that in the interest of, sharing and sharing alike, friendships being what they are, I'm going to try to fast talk the information out of her. I just don't think she can hang in the arena with me.
Oh, all right. You go ahead. Give me that roll. Let's see if she can keep up. We're gonna use her etiquette again because she wants to keep herself composed. It's just 4.
I have 4.
Oh.
Ooh.
As you guys watch, Lamont starts just throwing social barbs back and forth as bait
she
to
has 2
draw
tens.
her out. Oh, she does.
Well, I have willpower.
There we go.
That is true.
I will use one of them.
You can re-roll
All right,
3.
reroll 3. I didn't
That's all
bother to
you
check
had
the
for
dice.
regular. Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. So she and Lamont start trading the social barbs, and the dance that he starts to weave around her, he just starts boxing her in yet again, like he did a moment ago to force her to speak English. And she lets it drop, essentially, that she has followed Larson to several different small apartment buildings throughout the city where some really nasty shit has gone down and people have gone missing en masse. And there's definitely a bad feeling around those buildings.
Okay. I'm trying to ascertain, is this something that she is under the impression that he is doing, or like he's going to places where something has happened?
She thinks that he's initiating these horrible acts happening at these places.
Okay. Well, he sounds like a twisted, screwed up guy.
That's why I'm
So
watching him.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on him too. And in the interest of our burgeoning friendship, we'll keep an eye. You keep an eye. Even exchange of information. There's no reason we need to be enemies about anything. We know you're watching us. We'll watch your back.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Well, I mean, if anybody needs talking to, you just let us know. I'll start to skedaddle again because I got the information I wanted.
You guys will...
And I also told her that I am now claiming that she is our friend.
And she can't keep up with you.
I'll
Like
write
talking
down
to somebody.
I'll write down my cell phone number on her little drink napkin or whatever, just so you don't have to ask about it. You can call whenever. I'll turn around. I'll leave it then.
You guys will head out. What's the plan, guys? You make it back down through the dance floor, back
Not
towards
to
the
piss
SUV.
off the fucking she's a gangrel, right?
She's
She's
cative.
a cative.
Okay, well, who fucking knows then? Fucking caitiff in this town. Jeez.
You got Mal Davis, who's a Tremere. You've got Sullivan, who's a fucking Baali. Yeah, the caitiff are kind of like the catch-all, hide their group.
Right.
Yeah, caitiff just means someone somewhere high up didn't want them. Yeah, so when we get out, I'll turn to you guys. So do we want to go down to Comiskey and see if we can see anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
A little overdressed
see
for
why
that neck of the woods, but yeah, sure.
Take off your jacket and roll up your sleeves. It's not a big deal.
All right.
Or change your shirt if we want. I mean, we dwell in the south side, right? So it's like we're not super
You
far.
guys are north side.
Oh, we're north side.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are
That's
like
right.
by Ravenswood, etc.
Okay. Where are we now? I don't know.
Succubus
where...
Club. Succubus Club is
Right by the Archdiocese.
right. It's north side by the Archdiocese.
Okay, so we're relatively close to our place, so we could conceivably go and wear not fancy clothes.
Grab something like a change of clothes and head down there. Sure, definitely.
Right. And chances are we're not gonna find anything, and even if we do, what are we gonna do about it? To me, this is like we're doing due diligence as people who have found out shit in the past. So if anybody else goes there, we can be seen in that area, checking it out.
Okay.
Or we could get lucky, stumble on something, and earn some more fucking boons.
It's true.
Get the currency flowing, guys. Keep the currency flowing. So you guys will go by the the Haven so that Preston could get a change of clothes and head down to the south side. Now, you're driving around by Guaranteed Rate / Kaminsky. You're going down, Racine and Pershing, and essentially you start coming to these areas that get more and more destitute as you get further away from the park. You get further away from the money, buildings get poorer, they don't get as well maintained, and you start coming up on the intersection where essentially you got told this is where she was supposedly going, which is Pershing and Racine. And around there, nothing seems too out of ordinary. The houses are a little bit run down. You see the occasional, looks like somebody had like a repair shop, like an auto shop there at some point. They kind of fell in disrepair, so like windows are boarded up. Kind of a rough part of the neighborhood. And as you round that block, Preston recognizes somebody. You see Lucia Stazarat, who was her normal mask. She's a Nosferatu. She's one of the former Bahari. And she's walking into a 3-flat off of a corner.
I'll point it out. That's a Bahari. That's Lucia. She's a Nosferatu. Is this the same one that we saw when we went down into the sewer? And we saw her by the hole. We decided not to go ask her, and we just decided to leave instead.
Or not kick her in? Yeah.
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 Okay.
So we saved her life. So we should go and try and collect on that life boon that she owes us for saving her life. You guys want to go talk to her?
Really want to. I mean, she's gonna know who we are because Narissa knows who we are, and I'm gonna safely assume that Narissa has told all of her converted that we are not friends.
Yeah. Or we snoop around and see if we can overhear something or see something.
I like that idea better.
I mean, that's a great idea, but I do have to remind everyone we're dealing with a Nosferatu, who twice now we've spotted. I feel like there's either an error in that Nosferatu's judgment, or this is intentional.
That's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. I'm still compelled to go look around. I don't know about you guys.
Well, just as long as we're all aware that,
Are there lights on the inside of this building she went into?
On the main level, and then you can see some of there's like a dim light in the basement, where the siding hits the brick, those little the little slat windows for the basement. There's a dim light coming from those little basement windows in the driveway.
The other option is we go snatch a bum. I perform a ritual, and we find out exactly where the scourge is.
I mean, if we could do that.
Well, why didn't we do that in the first place?
Yeah, why are we even...
You were well aware of what the rituals that I have. They've done it in front of both of you, so there's that.
Okay, well, let's pretend like we're not in your head. Okay?
All right, fair. So yes, I can perform a ritual. We can do that, or we can check this out.
Well, I mean...
we drove all the way out here.
Yeah, I mean,
well, either way, we got to start out here.
Let's go check it out. And
Goddamn.
then,
All right, so you guys gonna park down the street? How do you want to handle this?
Fucking Sullivan. It's like we came to a locked door and we stood around for 10 minutes talking about how to get through it. And he's like, well, do you want me to just use the key? Fucking Jeff.
I forgot. What the fuck do you want from me? I bought Drive tonight.
So you forgot.
Magic, Morty. I did science. One takes brains, the other takes Dark
You
Island.
expected us to remember?
Exactly. That is
What's that?
exactly what happened.
What's in your grimoire?
God damn.
How dare you?
The Scooby-Doo team has been granted another dice, so
All right.
Thanks. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need it. God damn.
guys, I got the ritual. We can just use that to find the scourge.
okay.
After we drove all the fucking way down here.
I got
only
this
drove an
convenient
hour to get down here.
ritual. It's called the plot.
You're a dick.
Yes, I am.
All
My
right.
apologies.
So how would the trio love to approach this situation?
Well, since I can't hide, I'll rely on somebody else who can.
Fuck, you don't have obfuscate?
I have silence. Yeah. How
Yeah,
did we
well,
hide
that's
last
something.
time?
Stealth.
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 Well, see,
well,
I have Cloak of Shadows, but that's only works if I stand still.
Well,
and
then,
behind a pole.
we're gonna have to, you know, rely on the keen abilities we possess. Not everything falls back to discipline. So yeah, we'll try really hard to be quiet and not seen.
Sullivan can use unseen passage though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So
All of us,
he should
though.
do that. He should do that, and then we'll like not.
So do you, oh my god.
Yeah,
I think the scourge is in the
so
basement. That's what
I think what we'll do is we'll like quietly open the door and look around and make sure no one's there and no one sees us, and then we'll like wait, and then we'll close the door. Like we'll gumshoe this shit because I mean, what are we gonna do? We got to be the Scooby team.
Well, is there a basement window? There's a light on in the basement. I think something's in
Yeah,
the
there's
basement.
the slat windows.
Yeah,
This won't be the first time we grabbed a staked torpor body from a basement. I'm just
that
throwing
is
it out there.
definitely true.
That bears weight. That pans out actually very much.
Yeah. So we're going to
But-
use our stealth and cunning as vampires and thus natural predators to case this
However,
place.
we are in the city, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully we can see what's in the basement because we're not going to get in through the window. Unless Ray is running a different world than the real world we live in.
As as Nate well knows now, it's like, it ain't happening.
There's no way you're getting in a basement window in the city anywhere. Not unless you got fucking a blowtorch.
The bars.
That's a callback.
do,
Yeah, that's
You do, it's at home.
yeah, but yeah, I guess we'll try to see if we can, you know, get a view of what's down there.
Well, you
All right.
know, and we've got we've got auspex as well, so we can see some shit and hear some shit.
Yeah, we'll just have to go in through the back door, if you know, or the front door.
You know, whatever. Or we get the information and then call somebody else and have them come out and fucking.
Right.
All right. So you guys find a parking spot close enough to the building, but far enough away to not be conspicuous when you all get out. You all head out of the vehicle. How do you want to approach the house? What are you guys throwing up, if anything? Like, what do you want to do?
I'm going to use unseen passage.
Okay.
And then my natural stealth ability after that.
So Sullivan will duck between the cars as you guys kind of get to the sidewalk and fades from existence, essentially.
As I have in the past, I will try to find a place to kind of like get sneaky, and I will use my silence to make no noise.
So the way that the neighborhood's set up is you have each 3 flat, essentially, you know, just row after row after row, 3 flats here. They have this small, like maybe like 10-foot long yard at most, you know, from the stairs, you know, to the sidewalk, essentially, that's from the garden apartment out. You have a small gangway between most of the houses, or the ones that are side by side, and then on either other side, you have a driveway that's right next to the house. So the house that you're looking at is relatively by the corner. So it's got a driveway to its left if you're facing it, and it's got a gangway between it and the house next to it on the right-hand side. The driveway kind of terminates at the end of the house. There's a, you got a little garage there. It's ironically, it's not actually an alleyway facing garage. It's actually facing this driveway. So the houses are a little more spaced out here in this part of the city. So you can go around the gangway to get around the back of the house. You can go up the driveway. You can go up the stairs, head down to the garden apartment area. However
Okay,
you guys
so
want to approach.
Are these houses? Are there like wrought iron fences around them, or are they just like?
No, at most you have a chain link fence around like the little garden
okay.
area.
So,
and
so
then-
they're like kind of like bungalow houses, but
Yeah.
you said that they're okay.
They're
so
the 3
they're
flats.
not like in like near where I live, where everything's covered in bars.
right.
Okay, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, because a lot of those other houses in different parts of the neighborhood, you'll actually have the wrought iron that covers from the front of the house to the sidewalk, and there's a gateway.
Yeah.
There's no gate on this one.
Okay, cool. I'll try to just be mindful of the, occasional camera or something that might be on a house for security purposes, and just try to make my way up the driveway.
Okay.
And wherever Preston is headed, because I don't want to there's no reason for us to split up. I don't think.
Right.
Obviously, we can't see Sullivan, so he's going to do what he does.
Speaking of that, how is Sullivan approaching? Since you are an obfuscate, you can actually get a better, you have more freedom of movement before your obvious gate. So what do you want to do?
Well, first things first, I'm going to put my phone on silent. So if need be, we can talk. I will basically not wait for them, and I'll just make my way up so I can see if there's anybody maybe sitting up on a porch, anybody looking out windows, stuff like that, and kind of get just a cursory, almost scout in, so I can warn them that, hey, there's somebody looking out the window here, stay this way, shit like that.
So you make your way up towards the house and kind of look down the gangway. There's not really a lot going on in terms of anything between these two houses. It's just a really narrow like passageway that leads between the two that goes towards the alleyway in the back. When you swing around the front of the house, the lights are dim. They actually get dimmed a bit. So like either somebody turns off a light or they just flat out get dimmed down on the main floor, so the second floor. The garden apartment still have those very faint lights below. And the third floor, the lights are all dark in the windows. Nobody's there. You do see like one person walk past the the window on the second floor that casts a shadow against the curtains there. Doesn't like a big person, slender figure. They just kind of walk by. As you cross to the driveway and start heading up that, I need you to roll your wits plus obfuscate.
Okay.
Do it, Doug.
4.
You got 4 successes. I got 2 1s and no successes. So you walk on down. No outward appearance of anything being out of the ordinary. You make it towards one of those small little slatted windows for the basement part, the garden apartment essentially. And as soon as you start getting closer, you pick up the scent of blood in the air with your bloodhound merit. You can definitely pick it up. It's kindred vitae.
I will message them real quick. Just kindred vitae. Something's going on.
As you two start making your way towards the side of the house and start walking on the sidewalk past like the stairs that go up to the second level, you kind of breach the driveway and see down it. Nobody seems to be out there.
I'll be scanning with auspex. I've got sense the unseen.
Roll your auspex plus resolve
Or
wits,
that too, I believe.
whichever is more beneficial to you.
Need to get me some of that.
Yeah, you said roll. I'm sorry, Ray. I was reading and not listening.
Oh, no problem. It's either your wits or resolve plus your auspex.
It's
the
wits.
same.
It's up to you guys. Do you want to use any dice?
What do we have?
You have 8.
You guys mind? I'll use some dice.
Okay.
Go
Go
ahead.
for it.
How many you want to use?
3.
Damn.
Oh, shit. And Preston, do you want to use any?
No.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. As Preston's gaze sweeps down the driveway, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. As Lamont's slides down, as you're looking down, you can see the garage sitting right by the front of the garage by a little door next to the door that slides up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a hazy outline slowly start to take more and more form as you look down that direction. And you see this male, hideous Nosferatu standing there just watching, smoking a cigarette. He's staring straight down the driveway.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be like sentry duty, but he's just kind of like sitting there looking down the driveway towards the street, smoking a cigarette.
Where is Preston in relation to me?
Preston is probably side by side with you as you guys kind of walked and kind of looked down.
Okay. So, are like when we, I guess where are we at? Like, are we in his field of vision, or are we like?
You will just be breaching into his field of vision, so you're just passing that edge of the house to the driveway.
Okay.
And as you guys look down the driveway, like, you know, you walk past the corner and take a look, that's when you see him. He doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to you right now, but more than likely, if you kind of breach the driveway, he will be.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start to like walk across the street like I'm going to my car or something. Just trying
Preston,
not
you
to
gonna follow his lead?
draw attention to myself.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys will kind of casually wait for a second. The car kind of passes by. You guys will cross over the next side of the street and kind of duck back out of view of the driveway.
Yeah. And when we get to a place that's kind of a bit more out of sight, I will text both of them. Uggo in driveway. Big guy.
I'll just reply with shit. I didn't see him. I'll snoop.
He didn't see you either, Jeff.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's
We're
the
just
trade-off.
fucking like 2 ships in the night, man. We fucking didn't know.
Jeff, are you staying hanging out by the window, or what are you doing?
Oh, no. I'm going basically back behind, out of sight of anything in the driveway.
No,
Okay,
this
so you're
is
kinda going back towards the front of the house.
This is a stupid question, but do I recognize that Nosferatu from anywhere? Like, have I seen him around before?
You know, given that you guys have been together as a nest for, as long as you have, and that you've been in the city for a couple months and done stuff, and Preston has a really good connection with the Bahari, having met out with Trina a couple times and gone to Bahari, gatherings now and again. Yeah, actually, he's another one of the Bahari. His name is Mickey Louse.
Yeah, I'll send another message. Anybody know Ugo named Mickey L? ...
Yeah, for Preston, that'll snap right away.
Yeah, I'll respond yes.
And you'll get the typical KK.
So the Sullivan's gotten to the front of the house. Are you just gonna chill out there because the driveway goes all on the side? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna wait out of his field of view. Hopefully, whatever he's doing out there, he'll go in a bit.
Yeah.
In the meantime, in the front of the house, I can still snoop.
Okay. Just gonna say you have the stairs that go up to the second level, which is the main level of the house, and then you can have the stairs that go under the stairs to go to the entrance for the garden apartment.
I will snoop around the stairs that go under towards
Okay.
the garden apartment.
So you basically walk past these like concrete stairs and kind of descend down like a handful of stairs to where there's a doorway. There's like a screen door, and then there's like a wooden door, and you can see the light shining a bit through the little window, like viewing window that's on the top of the doorway, and you can start to hear some noise from inside. It sounds like a droning voice that's rising and falling in like a rhythm.
Somebody getting into a cadence, potentially doing a ritual.
Potentially, yes.
Okay. I will try to just stay obviously back a little bit. Not gonna touch the door or anything, but I'm gonna listen. That's all I can do right now. I will text them real quick. Something's going on inside. Potential ritual.
Is there any way to get like around the other side of the house, like the opposite end of the opposite side of the house that Ugo is on?
Yeah, there's a gangway that runs between the two buildings on the opposite side. So if you're facing the house, the left-hand side has a driveway. The right-hand side has like a 4.5 to 5 foot wide little small gangway that runs the length of the houses.
I'd like to quietly, staying out of the light as much as possible, stealth my way over there and see if I can see or hear anything.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your Dex plus Stealth. Almost a crit. You basically cross the street, giving enough distance between yourself and the driveway so there's no like line of sight. You make your way between the cars, back on the sidewalk, and you slide down between the two houses. And as you walk by the front of the houses, you start hearing, as Sullivan has heard, you start hearing that droning, rising and falling cadence, the voice that's kind of going through the motions. Being a person who's done Raite for the Sabbat and does rituals for the Baali, you recognize that cadence, that tone that's rising and falling. It's with the pitch and the fever of the ritual that's being performed.
Now, is this intonation? Is it more closely resemble like a Bahari thing, or does it more closely resemble what I heard on the boat with Narissa?
It's definitely not the same thing you heard on the boat. However, it does in some ways start to echo a little bit of how you guys perform yours.
And is it just one voice?
Right now, yes.
And it's coming from
The basement.
Down the basement.
Yep. You hear it coming from the door, and as you get closer to that window that's on the side of the house, for the basement window that's another slatted glass window, you can hear it coming from that as well. Very faint, but it's just there.
And it's those slatted windows that you can't see through, right?
Yep,
It's
frosted
like
glass.
The frosted glass, yeah, that's what I thought.
Sullivan, Jeff will see Preston kind of walk by him and go through the gangway between the houses.
I will follow to snoop because there's only so much info I can glean from sitting right here.
Okay. He just, walks towards the window, checks it out, sees that it's frosted. What are you doing, Preston?
Tell you what I want to do is I want to brick this window, interrupt this ritual,
That would do it.
and then go into obfuscate and hide.
I mean, there are worse plans. There are certainly worse plans.
Yeah.
I have a plan. It's a Jason Newberry plan, but it's a plan.
You want to call Jason?
No, I wanted to Molotov through the window that the ritual's happening in.
Oh, Molotov, Jesus! I'm talking about a brick. You're gonna burn the fucking building down.
Hence Jason Newberry plan.
Yeah.
We could also...
the person we're looking
call
for could be
Yesenia.
in there, though.
That's true. We could also call Yesenia and be like, something shady is happening here.
Yeah, but we don't know what, though.
That's true. We don't.
Is this anybody's domain?
No.
Okay.
Sabbat activity. We can call Damien.
Yeah, he's all fucked up, though.
Not
Is
our
it-
problem.
Is it the Sabbat or is it?
We
It's
don't
not
know.
the Sabbat. It's the it's
It's the
Bahari.
fuck it. It's Narissa and her crew. Well, I don't know if
Okay.
it's actually Narissa, but it's probably her crew.
Are we somewhere talking? That is a
I
good
guess
question.
it's text.
Nah, we're fucking metagaming is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so we're spitballing ideas.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Let's
guys
dial it
pull
That's
back?
Right.
Did you guys pull it back a little, guys? I was like, oh, they're text or
Nah,
we'll
we're
just.
totally just cheating.
That's where I was like, where are we that we're having this like?
Yeah, no, we're,
You're in the basement
conversation.
now. They bricked
We're
the
being assholes.
window.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
So why don't you guys pull back a little bit so you can have a conversation about how you want to proceed? Because you totally
Yes.
can.
Yeah, we're
You
gonna do
guys
that.
get back towards the SUV, maybe duck inside because the tinted windows will help you out in terms of not being seen.
All right, so there's definitely a
Some rituals.
ritual going on, and it resembles ours. So it's different than.
Of a well.
Well, I don't know that it's that. It's different than what I heard on the boat with Narissa, but it's not exactly something Bahari either. So but those are
Well, the
known
boat-
previous Bahari. So I'm pretty sure these are cultivar converts from the Bahari. Now, I don't know what exactly the ritual is or how long it's going to go on. My concern is that the person we're looking for is down there.
Okay.
So I think
That's
that we
definitely
should
possible.
interrupt the ritual.
Yeah, I was thinking we could call the police and report a domestic disturbance.
There's an idea. I was thinking brick the basement window, but the police is a valid idea. Yeah.
Or we could break the window and then call and report a break-in.
Well, I mean, we don't want them to be alerted until the police arrive if we were to call the police. I do feel like if we don't call the police, we definitely need to address the Nosferatu that's standing on the driveway watching. I don't know how, maybe we could sneak up on him. But yeah, I feel like if we call the police from two different locations and we report that there's like some sort of violence and crying going on at this address, maybe
And
police.
and maybe we
arrive.
maybe we also heard gunshots.
Yeah.
Sure, you could do that.
All right, let's do that. I like that plan.
Okay.
And then we can sit back and see what happens. Granted, so what police response here in Chicago is what? About 5-10 minutes, give or take, depending. They could easily finish the ritual by then is the only issue.
I mean, what ritual takes 5 minutes?
Well, we don't know how long it's been happening though. So 5 minutes may be all that's left.
Oh, we know someone just walked in there. And we
That's
know
true.
that someone's a Baharist. And I'm assuming,
Or cultivar at this point anyways.
yes, whatever we want to call them. We have to take a chance here.
All right, let's make some fucking phone calls, I guess.
Yeah.
So the group has tracked their quarry, managed to get a good location. They've done a little bit of scouting, and they know that somebody's sneaking around the back of the house and obfuscate. Now they decided they wanted to call the cops. It's going to be an interesting next game when all this kind of comes to a head. So we'll see you there.